He's on to us.
You're always trying to do something to me.
No, we weren't.
No? Okay, well. So I won't die when I get in?
Actually,
We will not confirm nor deny the request you're making.
Oh, no, he's all right.
Uh-huh.
we were checking to see if you were safe.
Yeah, actually, they were.
Oh, wow, I am actually safe. It's a miracle.
So that we could make it dangerous.
Right next to the water drain.
Yeah, of course. So, how are things going?
Too well.
Too well.
The train's got somebody. They must have mistaken you for mistaken him for you.
Yeah. Oh, it must be him. Whoops.
Yeah, there's a person on the track where it has to be extern.
I was gonna say, is that like the third or fourth time that you've gotten hit in the last hour?
Something, at least the second.
But he's all down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so things are going well. Starter base is well up and running, doing a casual 900 SPM.
You know, normal starter base numbers.
Normal starter base numbers, but yes. The site is being cleared for the megabase, and we have a marker around the outside. If you zoom out, you'll see the wall going around. That's the inside of the base marker.
Holy hell. Oh my God.
The solar power rings are well underway, going around the outside. If you look at the map and put bots on, you'll see there's a bit of a conga line to place more solar.
Yes, now I see.
They start. You can see where they've been. Actually, they're leaving a trail of bots to find their way home. Yeah, solar's going in. I'm actually just building a new solar panel production because the one that makes solar panels for the satellites isn't fast enough for their needs, so I'm a bit let off the reins. But the big revelation, these EM plants are ridiculous. You know how there's the module grind when you build a megabase?
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
It's done already?
It's done. In 8 hours, yesterday. Done.
For the whole megabase?
Enough to start it, yeah.
Oh my God.
The back of the problem is broken already. And you know how you normally solve it by going and build a new circuit build to make a load of other stuff? It's down here. It's not even finished. Red circuits is not even finished. The green circuits was built but wasn't needed. All that done it was the starter base is just to your left if you want to go there physically. There's a red and blue circuit build, and then follow the bots north, and you'll find the module makers. And we jokingly set a limit of 3,000 prod modules and a beeper to tell us when it was done, and about 2 hours later it beeped.
That's insane. So wait, that's solar.
Yeah, that's my new solar booster to make solar panels faster.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's just... Yeah.
Wait, where are these dang modules? Oh, above.
North.
Right. Okay.
Follow the bot swarm.
Oh, yeah.
Take me to your leader.
Yes. Wow. I mean, so it's basically all because of the speed and the productivity you get from them, right?
The productivity, more than
And
anything.
5 slots for quality modules.
What wasn't even placed neatly, right? It's just
you
make some modules.
A few green quality modules.
Wow. So many. 10K level 3 speed modules. 7K prod. Wow. So are we trying to get legendary modules from this, or are we waiting for the quality base?
No. We're waiting for the quality base. What we're doing though, if you look just above you, there's a load of speed 1s and 2s in green that were gambled on. So when we get the quality base, we don't need as much material because that can just be turned into 2s and 3s and
Right.
gambled on at the same time, and that is just it's just going to be a giant boost to the system to kickstart it. We're using plain level 3s and we're gambling on the level 3 when we make it, and if we get better then yeah, we'll use the better level 3s, which is actually quite a lot of the base, quite a lot of the star base is already above level 3. A good example would be the rocket silo, which is here, is on legendary
Already, wow.
already. Yeah, the satellite is on purple quality.
You're right. Wow. So wow, this is crazy.
Yeah. This is funny as well. A totally normal low density build with like 10 lanes of copper going into it.
12.
Oh yeah, because of the foundries.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But look at the prod on it, 102% productivity, and it's only green dot modules.
Yeah, so we're getting 2 for the price of 1.
Craft.
A little more.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. It's
Wow.
just silly.
It's
Wow.
really silly.
And until proven otherwise, the Foundry makes the LDS recipe 4 times faster. That's what was
Jeez.
shown in the video that we've seen. That's what it is.
Yep, this is crazy. Is Blue Circuits intentionally turned off?
It's undergoing renovation to use EM plants.
Oh, that's exciting.
And if you head south, I'm going to take you for a little train ride. I've got something else cool to show you.
Okay, I'm not hopping in the last wagon.
Well, there's only just here, this little train over there.
Oh dear.
You can
50-50
get in the
chance.
back. It's those are good odds, right?
You would think.
If it makes you feel any better, if the big train hits us, it won't even feel it.
Yeah, neither will we.
Well, there you go. It won't matter.
Yeah. See, we're passing Ducky. Is this
Yeah.
Wood Ducky? Oh dear.
Wood
Yep.
Ducky, yeah. Next to it is the game timer and the satellite counter. We launched 365 rockets for science. And we are now... what's the timer? There it is. 43 hours, nearly 44 hours into the game. Oh, hop out.
Okay.
So I'd like to show you a perfectly normal starter base smelter.
It nearly run him over then.
It nearly did, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
So this is 100,000 plate a minute.
100,000 plate a minute. And this?
In this build, yeah.
Holy...
And it's,
okay.
and it's only speed ones. It's only normal foundries.
And only normal prods.
And only normal level 3 prod, yeah.
Holy...
100,000 iron a minute. Production is, 50,000 now, and it's only half running. Bottom half isn't.
Yep.
Because what we're doing is, if we can get, excuse me, train, can you move?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, it's back. Is it back to it? No. So we unload the ore from the outpost like you normally would, and if the calcite train will hurry up, turn up.
We can't launch rockets right now because we don't have full seconds.
Right, that's unfortunate timing. So we deliver the calcite in, and you check the recipe. It needs calcite to liquefy the ore.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a lot easier if this was working. That then turns it into a liquid iron.
Right.
Comes out on the pipe, doesn't really go anywhere, just goes straight into another foundry that then casts it into iron. The reason to do that is if I gave you 100 iron normally and said smelt it and make as much plate as you can, you could do it in electric furnace with 2 prod modules. You'd get 20% prod on that. You'd give me back 120 iron. This machine has 50% built-in prod. We've guessed that you can't prod it, the recipe, because that's silly.
Yeah,
So
that
we're
does make
assuming.
sense.
I feel it's like a barreling recipe. You're not moving it forwards, right? You're turning iron ore into iron liquid. It's a sideways step, therefore not prodded.
Right.
but you still get the base 50% prod like you would the modules and the belt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my 100 iron ore turns into 150 liquids iron ore's worth. So I'm already above what we would have done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we run it through this machine that has 4 productivity modules plus its 50%, so 90% productivity on the 150 to 80-ish iron plate.
Mm-hmm.
Instead. So by doing the extra step of liquefying it first.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're basically getting an extra 50% because of the 50% in the
No.
liquidation, or is it? I guess it
More than that,
more.
because if you didn't do that, you couldn't use a foundry.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Because the foundry doesn't take iron ore, so you get 50% here, and then another 50% from the second foundry. Plus, you can put 4 module slots in instead of 2 from an electric furnace.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a cost that in this we have to launch the Vulcanus probe, so we have to launch an extra rocket to get the calcite, which is kind of the case because you'd have to launch the calcite off of Vulcanus, so either way there's a rocket launch involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
and then the cost of the probe we're sort of putting down to that's the cost of maybe having to top up a space platform or something. I don't know, but there's a cost there involved somewhere, and that's not really what we're simulating. We're just back at home using the calcite.
Right.
So
Interesting. So I can never remember the numbers in the Friday facts. Is this the recipe for turning iron ore into molten iron, the 20 to 200? Is that a best guess, or did they actually show that? I forget.
Kowalek said it himself in the interview.
Okay, so he said it somewhere that it's 10 times.
He said it's 52,000, I think, which works out 1 to 20.
Okay, cool. So then eventually, I think we talked about this in one of the other episodes, for the megabase, we're just going to do the melting down at the outpost, right?
that's correct, and the tankers will move it. But this was an intermediate step because we already had outposts that were that loaded ore into train for the early game smelters. So to utilize that, but utilize those outposts and that infrastructure already built and sort of transition.
Mm-hmm.
When we transition forwards, this will probably exist to use up the last of the outposts, but we'll then start loading liquid iron.
Right.
And we'll have 2 types, and this will gradually fizzle out and cease, and we'll liquidize it at patch.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this was a quick way of getting it in use and abusing the prod.
Yeah, for sure.
I really hope that this is feasible at scale in 2.0, and being able to send enough calcite back home to do this is worth the price of transporting your bulk of your iron and copper by liquid tanker rather than solid.
Yeah, I agree too. I hope so. I think, yeah, I mean, transporting enough calcite could be a bottleneck, but
It could be, and I really... Rockets are cheaper now. The Vulcanus rocket processing can be done from lava, right? You can get iron and copper, which is infinite. So the rocket launch bit doesn't need outposting and stuff. It's only the calcite that would need outposting. You could set up a rocket facility next to the lava lake, and that will just launch rockets to send it up free of cost, effectively, if the lava's free.
right. So, one thing, I don't think they gave us clarification, like, because you launch the rocket, right, and it takes materials and sends it to a space platform.
Yeah.
But then the space platform has to go to Novice or to another planet, and then
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what's the lag time going to be, right? Is it, I mean, because it doesn't just teleport there.
No, it's got to travel, and I guess that will depend on how many engines it has, right, and how big it is, and how heavy it is, and
Right. So this is like I can see us just having like multiple like 10 space platforms purely for transporting calcite. That's just like
calcite. Yeah,
that's
the
what it
calcite
does.
convoy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the calcite run. And it'll just
Yeah.
I can also see them getting bigger over time as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we don't have enough calcite. Okay, double its size, add 2 more.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's too slow. Okay, throw as many engines on it as
Engines
possible.
on it as possible. Yeah. Why didn't it make it? Oh, it got hit by an asteroid. Didn't have enough gun turrets on it. Well, double the gun turrets, but
Yeah.
that makes it heavier. Well, double the iron smelting on it. Well, that needs more power. Well, double the power on it.
Yeah.
But now there's not enough room. Well, double the size of the build.
Just keep going. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Have you seen Independence Day?
Yes.
Our solar, like, there'd be just the day will turn to night and our night visions would come on. It's like, what's happening? Well, the calcite ship's in orbit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It just blocks out the whole sun.
Yes. All the water in the lakes all move to one side because it messes with the tides.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it must be nighttime. No, calcite's here. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting. And actually, we can take this process even further for steel, right? Because then you can take this plate and then put it in another foundry to make steel. Correct.
A furnace.
Yeah,
Not
an electric furnace, which is what our megabase will be doing, because we can make steel, but from liquid. And we've just got confirmed numbers on the recipe, because the recipe for making steel is different in a foundry. It's 3 iron ores worth of liquid to make 1 steel, whereas it's 5 ore into the plate to make the steel, and we're going to have to do some maths as to, is it better to make the steel directly from liquid, or make plate and re-smelt it again into steel through an electric furnace for more steps,
Right.
or take the cheaper recipe and just make it directly. And I think that's going to vary on the prod modules that you use. So there'll possibly be a tipping point where it's better to switch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to involve liquid iron one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just whether it goes to plate first, then to an old school electric furnace to turn it to steel, or we just cast it directly into steel.
Right. And I mean, this is I don't know about you, but this is the stuff I love. Like, all this new things they're introducing is, it's not just, oh, take your exact same build and just put the new machines over it. Like, we have to figure out the new ratios, which is part of the fun.
Yeah, it's a whole new concept, right? Because now you've got 2 different ways of making steel. 2 different recipes. Not just 2 different machines that can make it. 2 different ways of... Same with the gears. Do you cast gears directly, or do you pass them through the plate first? In our megabase, we'll be passing it through the plate and then directly into a gear machine.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just makes so much sense. You can get 150% prod on the iron and then put it into an assembly machine for another 100% prod in the gear wheels. Just double up again.
Right, exactly.
But that may not be the case down at a lower level of prod.
Mm. And I mean, as we saw in the thing earlier in the week from Covrex, with the new beacon system, this can get absolutely insane with, like I forget, like, wasn't the craft speed of the foundry he showed like over 200?
201.
What,
Yeah, 201.
101?
201.
201.
But
Yeah.
with 250% probably as well because he had some steel research, I guess.
Right. So like this, I mean, it's going to literally be making hundreds of items a second, right?
Yeah. I mean, this build, right? If we just took this style build, but used his sort of thing, this is only craft speed of just under 5, and it is 100,000 plate a minute when this build is running.
Yeah. Well, so multiply that by 40.
40.
Are you telling me that's 4 million
Oops.
a minute? Whoops.
A minute. Oops.
So
But that's how I had sorted, right? Wasn't it?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have to point out that the train only holds 250,000.
Right. So you need 4 trains a minute, or no, you need 16 trains a minute,
16 trains a minute.
which is not
That ain't
possible.
happening. Yeah, no, I don't care how fast your inserters are. That is not happening.
No, even
So,
with the elevated rails, it's not happening.
Oh, it's here. It's here. It's here.
Oh.
There we go. You can see it melting, and we're getting the prod
Yep. Oh,
into a liquid. Liquid goes virtually nowhere. I could have put them butt to butt, but I wanted more beacons because faster.
yeah.
And then straight into plate with more prod.
Man, this is so cool.
And these graphics obviously are only placeholder. It's still cool. It's just a big electric furnace at the moment when it's actually got all the moving bits and that, and it feel more alive.
Yeah. Oh man, this is. I mean, based on the numbers we just went over, I don't even know if stacking inserters are going to be fast enough.
Yeah,
Like.
I don't know what to do. I can't get trains even with elevated rail, right, to start. You could airlift the old one out and up and clear, while the next one starts rolling right in behind him. It still is not going to be fast enough.
No.
Although his speed might have been fully beaconed, I don't know if I can get fully beaconed and a railway in there. I might lose a couple, but
He
even
wasn't
if it's
fully
only...
beacon, I'm pretty sure, because he was tight on the weekends.
Right, but like even if it's less, you still. I mean, I don't know what the actual number is, but I feel like you couldn't even get 8 or 10 trains a minute.
No, not a chance.
No. So like, I mean, it's just. I mean.
2 best, I think. I think 2 is 2 trains a minute tops.
Yeah, when you consider
And
the
that's
loading and then the leaving.
Yeah, in the leaving, yeah. Even if you have the train following just a wagon's length behind him, use this one last tile here to put a signal there and then another signal there so he can start following him up. So it's still not going to be... It's still not going to be fast enough, so we're going to have to think of something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know what that'd be. I guess maybe green belts everywhere with stacking. But you can't do that over distance very well.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is have that plate then pass directly into something else, like the green circuits.
But that gets
but
more
that
bulky.
doesn't help.
Yeah, because
That doesn't help because the green circuit gets another 100% prod and it doubles up again.
yeah, like that's almost worse.
Yeah.
I don't
know what to do.
I don't know what to do unless there's some crazy build where you can literally go from plate to absolute final product without, like, directly.
Oh, there's a form of transport they haven't told us about yet.
I hope
they're
so.
prepping us for with all these, because of all these insane numbers that we've got now.
That seem to be getting worse by the week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like there's a key piece missing here.
Yeah, what haven't you told us?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, but this is so fun to watch this process.
Yeah. So if the build that it replaced was I've reused it for the steel above. It took ore in and spat plate out. It now takes the plate that's cast here and then smelts it again into steel. So this was what I replaced. I had 2 of these for iron plate. This one build was 4 times faster than one of these. And I have space for another one of these underneath this.
Yeah.
If you remember the last playthrough when our smelting thing got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then had to move to a new site and got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
This is it. This is our iron for early game.
Yeah, one build.
One build, yeah.
Man.
Did we just deadlock ourselves?
I need more calcite.
We need more copper to launch rockets, but we need more calcite to make copper to get our...
Oh dear.
Oh. Redirect all remaining copper to the launching.
There's no remaining copper.
Do we not have a standard copper smelting column anymore?
Nope.
Is there a reason why we don't?
I'm gonna turn this inserter to launch space science, and we're gonna launch calcite rockets.
Calcite, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we round up some blue circuits from the bot network?
We should be able to make it to work with what's on the belt here.
Yeah, but will that be enough to fill the train?
Yeah.
And I suppose I should stop this from the iron from getting more calcite, right? You want it to go to copper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there is some drawbacks to this strategy.
Yeah, but this is also what Kovarex was talking about, that like when you make the calcite of cyanide or mining on volcanoes, if that for some reason stops, your entire base stops. Which basically is what happened here, and like
It's true, but it is kind of the same problem as you could have now, right? If the oil stopped coming because you only had 2 oil patches, say one got eaten by biters and the other one got in a train traffic jam, the oil stops coming, the base stops. It's Vulcanus planet is just a really, really, really far away outpost.
Mm-hmm.
As far as this base is concerned, right, the calcite supply comes from the drop building where the space platform drops it off at.
And once the supply starts, it should be continuous because you'll have the infrastructure in place to keep it coming. You might end up with 25 rockets having to do it, but
Yeah.
If anything, actually, you might be safer from deadlocks than we are now because we are self-supplying our calcite. If we ran out of calcite and it was coming from Vulcanus, we'd just stop. As soon as it arrives, it would start up again.
Right. Yeah, because the stuff to make the rocket transport it is made on Vulcanus, not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not trying to self-supply it, so.
Yeah, we're probably more vulnerable here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this all came from the rules I could build having a rework.
So this makes
The
me.
base almost stopped.
This makes me even more interested, but also more concerned about that last building we're gonna get. That's probably oil related.
Yeah.
Because like, we are like, there's already issues with, megabase oil builds trying to get all the fluids like throughput wise. So if we have a new building for oil that can get to 200 craft speed,
Yeah.
like how
Not-
it's just gonna be one building for what would be a whole megabase build because that's all your pipes can support.
Not to mention the beacons getting faster, revealed today.
Mm-hmm.
So the builds will get even faster than we thought they would.
Yeah.
Quality beacons, eh?
I know, right? I mean,
Beacon grind.
beacon grind. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can make beacons in one of the new buildings.
That's
Nice.
what we were discussing that earlier. Like the fact that our module grind is over already, and we're not even finished putting the infrastructure in to make modules, and we're already done. I don't think the modules are going to be the problem anymore. It's now For 1 week, we were okay.
Mhm.
EM plants make the modules, right? Well, that's the module going fixed. And now you have a beacon, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully, one of them can make beacons.
I am. I'm curious. What are your thoughts for the redesign? For the
So
beacons?
late game, I don't think we're changed.
No.
It's just faster than it would have been, because I don't care about the cost of the beacons.
Right.
Whatever it takes to make the final base is what we'll make. Early game, it might be a case of we're just aiming for a 4 beacon build is fine, but then that kind of suits our starter base style builds because they only have a couple of beacons, so their actual starter base will be more powerful.
Yeah.
Take a look at a good, like, there's Blue Science, a good example. There is, yes, 4 beacon, so that would actually be the same, right? Unchanged, I think 4 beacons was.
Well, 4 beacon would be a lot better than it is now.
4 beacon was unchanged before it was real that beacons are 3 times stronger, not 2 times stronger. I think it's 9 beacon now that's unchanged.
Yeah, so 4 is the equivalent of, I think that's 6.
Yeah, the lights mid are 9. 9 beacon is unchanged. Weird number, but okay. 8 beacon is stronger.
Yeah, so it makes our early game faster. Not that it needs to be faster at the moment, but there we go.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of my impression. I think it makes early game, like using a couple beacons here and there, or just less beacon build more effective. But I don't know if they were trying to achieve a difference for late game, but I don't think it does.
Well, not our way, no. Because another thing, we were laughing about this earlier, he said in the Friday Facts they list off the pros and cons of the 8 beacon and the 12 beacon builds. But they failed to mention that our direct builds have like up to 10 beacons and a railway in there. So that type, I can just take that build with me.
Well, this beacon change is part of 2.0, right?
Yeah.
Not Space Age expansion. So if you're playing 2.0 without quality and Space Age for some reason, beacons are actually weaker now. Without the quality buff. Past the 9 beacon.
Well, past 9 beacon.
9 beacon, yeah.
But it's still, like what I was saying in my video, is like even if you don't use the Space Age part, up till 8 beacons, including 8 beacons, is literally just better than it is now. Like it doesn't change. It doesn't make it worse.
Yeah.
So why would you not still just do an 8 beacon layout? Because it's
I'll post
better.
a graph in my chat if anyone's not seen it. Nice graph that someone in the community made up. So at late game, as if you're at 16 beacon for a foundry, if you use blue quality beacons, you will be the same as what you would have been with naught before the change. At purple and legendary, you'll be faster than you would have been without this rework.
Right.
At 16 beacon, full legendary, cogs flying off it because it's going so fast.
Yeah.
So what we'd probably do is design the 16 beacon foundry build, aim for blue quality to begin with. That's relatively easy to achieve. The purple and legendary will take some time, but when we get there, we'll just be faster. So for silly late game builds, we'll just pay the price of the purple and legendary.
Exactly.
But the blue, as long as you get to blue, and even at green or standard, it's still bloody fast.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's kind of what I was saying, is even if you don't use quality at all, the 2.0 just base beacons without quality, an 8 beacon layout is still better than an 8 beacon layout now. So, like, I don't know that they really pulled anyone away from using 8 beacons because
Well,
it's just better than it is now anyway. So why would you not use it?
it is just better, but it's not that much better than like if you were to go from 4 to 8. And like I think that's the idea. You can now do a 4 beacon build, and you're not losing as much as before. Not doing an 8 beacon build.
Right. I mean, that's true. I guess if someone wants to make it aesthetically more pleasing and just not fast, that is good. But I don't know. Like, if it's me, I just want it faster. Like, so.
Yeah, same
So
here.
I would just do 8 beacons. I don't care if it's less bad to do 4 than it was. I'm still going to do 8 because it is still better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if the build's not keeping up, if you're at 4 and the build's not keeping up, it's not fast enough. Well, I've got room to plonk another one down. I'll plonk another one down then. It's faster than it was before, no matter what quality beacons you're using at the time. If there's room, plonk another one. There we go. The build's faster than it was. Is that keeping up? No. Right. Reassess. Add another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Better modules, better machine. Just it's not going to stop us.
Mm-mm.
So, like, my opinion, really, well, it's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Sure.
I can go faster than I could yesterday. So.
Yeah, I'll take a speed increase for going to legendary anyway. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't care about the cost of the build or return on investment for the final late game base. We are going to build it, and I think a lot of people don't think about this, but the cost of building your base, like the tracks, the belts, the inserts, whatever. If you added all that up in iron ore and copper ore, the cost of building the base is tiny compared to how many resources you use doing science.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we worked it out, like, this base that we're working on building now is 670,000 pieces of track or something. It's like 3 minutes of production for the base to make that much track for 50,000 purple science a minute.
Right, which is like nothing compared to actually making the science.
Exactly. So the cost of building the base, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's minuscule. So
early game, we build on a budget and that, and it's small power balls and stuff because it's cheap and quick to get going. But the final base, I don't care.
Yeah.
So.
Do we have Power Armor Mark II?
Yes.
Oh.
You could try your luck in the gambling machine if you want.
I'm
you
feeling
might get
lucky.
a better one.
It's actually 3 in a box.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Because I'm feeling mighty slow.
Yeah, I am as well. We was discussing because we've obviously just come from creative, and before that, the end of the late game of the last round, and we were like, "Oh god, we're going back to early game. We're going to be slow." But at the very start, you don't feel slow because the distances you need to cover, relative to your speed, are not too bad. And as long as you maintain that ratio of your speed versus how far you need to travel, you don't feel slow. And I was okay. And I had been okay until yesterday, and I was like, I'm starting to feel slow.
Yeah. Things are getting too big.
Our working area is getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
If we walk along the railway line, we might be able to hitch a lift in a train. I'm just denaturing along the way, because...
Yeah, we don't need nature.
We don't need nature, and we're walking through a base. Oh, there's a train.
No, too fast.
Going the wrong way. And going the wrong way. We need to go this way.
You know, this is like how I die most of the time.
Uh-huh. Oh, there's a train.
Wrong way though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, there's got to be a train coming here at some point.
How stuffed is Ducky? Ducky is up to 1.4 million wood. He was at 1.1 3 hours ago.
Nice.
What was the maths? 250 wood a minute since we started the map?
Oh
It
dear.
was 3 summoning. Yeah, gonna like 203 summoning since the very beginning.
That's insane.
Which is times 4 wood round, so
Yeah.
800 wood a minute since the very start. Till now.
That is silly.
Many trees lost their life in the cost of the megabase.
It is ridiculous. Like, we just marked out this area that we're taking for ourselves, and it's like 2 major lakes and 4 or 5 land continents for the base itself. And we're doing 12 rings of solar around the outside to power it,
Yeah.
Might not be enough.
which is a completely arbitrary number.
I think
We
this
have-
build takes like 8 gigawatt of power when it's running, and it's speed ones.
Yeah. I mean, each of those foundries at the iron was like 20 megawatts.
Yeah, look at these. Look where you just ping the. Look at the circuit machine's max consumption.
27 megawatts.
With speed ones.
Yeah.
We don't know the numbers for the power, so we had to guess. We guessed high, because if we get used to a higher number than what it's going to be, real 2.0 will be easy, or feel easy.
Mm-hmm.
There's some legs and cores here, but they're not better.
There's a, well, I'll just take,
Just
I don't even
two.
have a core at the moment, so I'll take a core.
Yeah, they're just here in this box.
I have a feeling there's going to be another ducky train coming soon.
I think just load in. Yeah, it's coming.
Because there's just a ton of construction and logistics spots dumping more wood into that spot where we've got all those inserters.
Oh, come on. There's no legs here?
I forget who's on outpost speeding up, but the iron trains have taken a fancy to this one. And we can do our speedy up tricks. That's the most in the way outpost at the moment.
You can go check out that landfill outpost.
He hasn't moved in a while. I think he's
Okay.
maybe
I've just-
flying.
I've just landed,
Okay.
but I'm just shutting. I see it.
Gone.
I assume this is the gambling machine.
It is, yeah. Everything will be requestable. It looks like it'll even put a load of basics in for you automatically. Just set it to what you want. Good luck. So a mod has come out to emulate this beacon change. And it just had an update this evening as well to make it compatible with the Janky quality mod and update with the latest figures.
Yeah.
Because they were on guesswork from the post the other day, and now the Friday Facts is clarified numbers, so it's been updated. I'm not sure about adding it to this mid playthrough. I was thinking of keeping it in the bag for round 3, assuming that this base will fail, and there'll need to be a round 3. And round 3's one will be the beacon rework and the third building. this one is foundries and EM plants is different, and then beacon change and the third building for the next one, plus anything else. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Because it affects the early game a lot, and we are through the early game already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would definitely affect the early game. So
Yeah, I think it affects it more than the late game, really. Because late game, if the builds are a bit faster, do you really notice? Once you've gone over 1 million green circuits a minute, what's 1.2 million?
yeah, exactly.
So, but it will affect the starter where you're only using 1 or 2 beacons. So yeah, I think I'll keep the beacon rework for round 3. Because of course this base will either fail and we'll have missed something bad and it's not going to do the 50,000, or it'll do the 50,000 so comfortably that we should have gone higher.
Mm-hmm.
But the base can't really go further. There's no more. The labs can't expand and can't go any faster.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll have to go back to creative and design a new base if we want to go higher than 50,000. So that'll just be round 3. It'll either, and that one I swear to God will do 50,000.
Yeah.
And I think we're in no particular rush. We've got till October to kill. Mm-hmm. So let's just go with what we've got and start again.
Yeah, exactly.
With new stuff. I do really think the third building is a chemically one. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, because like otherwise your liquid stuff isn't ever going to be able to keep up with everything else.
I think we've got up on calcine production. Thing is really stuck there. Or did somebody call it in early to M10?
No, he came in early on his own. I don't know why. Oh, can someone put the rail back? I took it up so that the calcite went to copper during the crisis.
Man, this thing stole my RoboPort.
Why are you making level 1s?
For level 2s.
Do you want level 2? Yeah, there's no point gambling on the level 1.
You don't need 5 of them then.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get 5.
Well, and the quality LDS and all that.
Yeah, you're not going to get quality LDS. Just make the final one and request the standard foot, because they are made normally as just an intermediate.
Okay. I did do one, and the machine ate it.
Normal.
That's great. I did get one blue level 1, so I might as well stick that in.
Yeah, and that's probably equal to, if you looked at the stats against the normal 2, it's probably pretty competitive.
Pretty close. Still smaller range, but definitely better than normal. Oh man, I'm fast now.
We can send that into the base, but have to guarantee that it goes to the base, not doing it in seconds.
Yeah, fill up when it's...
Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt to reset our build, so they said.
But the ore will be off anyway, so it doesn't matter. You'd have to empty it of iron ore as well. We had a run earlier of, what's that, 2 hours of 900 SPM, virtually uninterrupted.
Oh wow.
stopped only half an hour ago by the blue circuit rebuild.
Right. That's pretty good, though.
Not bad for a starbase.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Do you want speeds in here, Posh? I've got speeds. I'm going to say I've got some.
Man, 100% productivity on these blue circuits. It's amazing.
It's you don't even need to think of it like productivity at 100%.
Well,
It's more just a recipe change. It gives you 2 blue circuits instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention 50% prod at every step along the way extra. 50% extra wire.
Oh yeah,
Well,
an extra green.
100% on the wire, 100% on the green, 100% on the red, and then 100% on the blue. And then 100% on the silo as well, instead of 40, which would have been the limit.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, I don't want to do the math, but basically, you can get it.
It's silly.
You can get a ton of stuff from, like, you know, a couple iron and copper now through all the steps.
Yeah. So a green circuit takes 3 copper wire. You get 4 copper wire per craft now. So let's just say that the circuit takes 4 for the sake of it. So 1 copper plate is 1 green circuit. But you get 2 green circuits.
Right. So, yeah.
1 copper is 2 green circuits now.
Yeah, and then 2 green circuits gives you 2 red circuits.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh my gosh.
So if you actually boil it down, if I said to you, like, make me a blue circuit, how much iron and copper would you need? Like, normally, even with the most prod, you say, oh, I need 12 copper and 8 iron or whatever. If I give you that same amount of plate and you run it through this, you come back to me with, like, 10 blue circuits or something. It's just silly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
There was actually a build similar to this, right? In the Friday Facts today, he was making blue circuits.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the stacking on the belts? Because I was initially unimpressed by the blue circuit output. I was expecting to see a full belt, and then that was when I was looking at it on my phone. When I loaded it up on the computer, I was like, "Oh, those belts are stacked. Of course they are. They're stacked belts."
Oh yeah. Yeah, where he's even using the EM plants and the foundry.
Yeah, and the way the blue circuits stack up on the inserter's internal inventory before it swings.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I can't even figure out how many this is, but since these are green belts with the stacking, that's insane. I wonder, like, with the EM plants, I can see them getting so fast that it just makes you dizzy to look at them.
Since they spin around.
Yeah. It's gonna be watching like a blender.
Yeah. Do you ever play the? Well, you played Roller Coaster Tycoon, right?
Yeah.
You know the merry-go-round would break down. It would go out of control and spin.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that because this thing is going to be so fast. It's just going to be a blur of spinniness.
Yeah, you see some like gears flying off of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the point, chat. Yeah, acid passes through the EM plants because when this mod was initially done, the foundries and all that passed the liquid through, and we was like, I'm not sure it should be doing that. We probably shouldn't get used to that. Nothing. We have no other. The only thing that we have that passes liquid through is mining drills for acid.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they explicitly show pass through, we should probably assume that it doesn't. And on that picture, the acid passes through the blue chip machines. So it does pass through.
Yeah,
when they when they first showed them, they only showed one machine, didn't they? They didn't show a build. You couldn't tell whether it was.
Yeah, which would make this build actually super simple because I don't need this acid pipe running up. I could just daisy chain these together and put the pipe in at the bottom.
Right, exactly.
Which changes my build design.
Like you do
Again.
with the uranium mining.
Like
Yeah.
you do anyway.
I mean, that gives you, if you need
Well,
it, that gives you space for 3 more inserters.
And the fact that I don't need to do that changes things, and now I want to rebuild again because it's different now.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually helps so much.
Yeah, just connect them up. I hope more things do that.
I hope so too.
I'm trying to think of a context where something could.
I mean, I would imagine that, well, we actually don't. The foundries should, right, with liquid?
Foundry should, yeah. Yeah. Or lava with Vulcanus.
Right. Although I'm sure at some point you would hit throughput limits doing that.
Yeah. Put a tactical gap every now and then and put a pump.
Exactly.
Or put a pump every other build or something. To maintain the pressure. Because in theory, each building is only one fluid box.
True.
So you'd only lose pressure over, is it 12 pipes? You'd lose absolute maximum pressure, something like that.
Well, you lose most 1 pipe, but 12 pipes is 1,000 a second, roughly. 1,200, I think.
Okay.
The builders stopped on noticing a lack of the platey stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's no iron.
Why is the iron gone?
I did send that train that was.
Why is there no iron?
We're making 50,000 a minute. Why is there no iron?
It's just restarted half the build.
Yeah, those requests should be up to a full wagon, probably, so it can load the entire iron.
Wait, it's a very limited train as well.
Yeah, but it's like 5 stacks now, so it should take us 5 stacks.
Fair point. Yeah, well then feel free to change it. About it.
Wait, did they... Forget, did they confirm that science packs can be made in an EM plant?
They didn't say.
The one on the planet itself.
The planet, yeah. Same with the foundry, right? The foundry makes the Vulcanus orange pot. The EM plant makes the purple magenta-y one. And then we assume that the third building will make the lime green pot.
That makes me wonder, though, because then that's going to be like a huge discrepancy. Because, I mean, you can... if you can make the science pack, those planet-specific ones in their own buildings, I mean, those are going to be
I think the third building is the better Helical Plant and Selector Refinery, and the fourth building on the last planet has to be just a better assembler.
And we don't know the recipe for the new pots either, do we?
No, but like the fact it gets a native 50% prod, and like you're gonna be over here with 100 fully beaconed assemblers trying to make all the current sciences, and then you're gonna have like 20 EM plants making the other ones.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to transport the pots, I assume, because I assume the pots will need whatever the local resource is to that planet. So you could either transport that resource. If the Vulcanus one only needed calcite, I would be tempted to make it here. Make it with a base. Because you're transporting the calcite anyway, why not transport a bit more and make the pots. Keep things simple.
Needs tungsten, probably.
Yeah, I would
Probably,
imagine
yeah.
it needs tungsten.
Calcite is the consumable resource on volcanoes. Tungsten is the sand resource.
There's so much to consider.
Yeah, that the other planet with the EM plant, sorting out the scrap. If that's needed for science, that's gonna get crazy. What's that? The rare resource,
Holmium.
holmium. Yeah, if that's needed for the science pack, which makes sense that it is, the only way to get it is to sort the scrap out.
Oh God.
And if you're trying to make 50,000 pots of that a minute, how much scrap are you gonna have to sort and process? And if it deadlocks, the whole thing shuts down.
Right. I wonder. I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, you're gonna have the whole planet just be scrap sorting.
Yeah. Some of it would be useful to launch the rockets off the planet anyway, so that's okay.
Yeah.
I think rocket fuel and blue circuits was one of them, or solid fuel. So that can just feed into launching the rockets to launch the planets. Hopefully that ratio's out okay, though. If you end up with an excess, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you have an under, I guess that's okay because you can supplement. No, you can't because the only resource is scrap, right? That's all there is on that planet. Oh, crap. You have to import extra then.
Yeah. If you can't get enough.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, if you...
Go ahead. What?
Yeah, because if you sort the scrap to make the homium to make the science to keep up with the labs, that sets your speed, right? You must process that amount. If you don't get enough rocket fuel from that amount to launch the rockets fast enough...
There is oil lakes.
Oh, there's oil lakes. Okay, what the blue circuits then? If you don't get...
Right.
You'd have to import extra blue circuits to make the rockets to launch the science packs off the planet. Oh, God.
I really hope that mining productivity affects scrap. Otherwise, we're going to literally mine the entire planet out before we finish the goal.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried because those patches look pretty small, right?
I know.
Like the old school stone patch, if you remember the old world gen, where ore patches were very small.
Ooh, we launch a purpose online.
Ooh.
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 We're rich.
There were 4 normal science, so that was 4 launches in one. Though that's more of a modded thing now. We won't be launching satellites like this. Yes, please. Thanks, Buster. I've been doing it remotely. Just circuits, copper and steel. Yeah,